subscribe to my channel because I love you guys and I know you guys love me too. Hey, what's up, royals? You guys, welcome back to another video. You guys, today we're doing a seafood boil and we are using Mrs. Beloved sauce. You guys, I was gonna do this yesterday, but I had a lot going on, so I'm doing it today and I'm gonna upload it today, so you're still gonna get this today. But yeah, like I said, you guys, that's about it. I'm hungry, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump right in and then we'll chat. I have some blue crab. They already took the shell, you know, that little, the stupid shell that be on top. They already took that off, so they did me a favor. And I have some king crab. I have eggs, potatoes, and that's it. Normally I have shrimp. I ain't got no shrimp. I'm mad. But anyway, you guys, I'm gonna pull this a little bit closer, just like that. And I'm gonna start with the blue crab. So you guys, I just want to tell you guys, first of all, if you're new to this channel, welcome. If you are already a subscriber, welcome back. But you guys, make sure if you're not subscribed that you hit that subscribe button. And you also hit the notification bell and put it on all, so you can be notified every time we upload a new video. I've been being consistent as I promised. And yeah, basically that's what it is, guys. So you guys, I did something that I said I would not do. And I'll explain. Basically, what I did was I ordered an Ancestry kit. I always said I wouldn't do it because I didn't like the idea of them having my DNA, like, you know, the whole conspiracy theories about getting cloned and trapping us and all kind of stuff through our DNA. So I always said I wouldn't give them my DNA. I wasn't hip to the fact that they could find out who we really were or where we came from. But at the end of the day, I am a bit incomplete, I will say, because I'm half Puerto Rican and I'm half Indian, black and Indian, whatever you want to call it. I'm probably black and Indian. And my grandmother's Puerto Rican, but the thing is, my grandmother does not know her parents. She is an orphan. So in a sense, I'm an orphan and the rest of our family, because even though I know who my mom is and my grandmother, I don't know who my great-grandparents are, where they from. They could be white, black, blue, pink, red, yellow, purple. I don't know. So technically we're orphans because our family line stops at some point. Now my grandmother, I'm weak. Yes, I got a towel over here, you guys, because I ran out of paper towel. And I live in Pennsylvania in the mountains, and who's driving down the mountain for some paper towel? But anyway, so my grandmother did an Ancestry, and they said she's basically obviously got some white in her, and lots of it, because at the end of the day, let's face it, a lot of people walking around have no clue, some know common sense, but have no clue that there are only 4 races, which is black, white, Chinese, and like Indian kind of, or whatever. And they call them, you guys, I could look through my phone, but I got butter sauce all over it. I forgot. But anyway, to make my point, there's only 4 races. There is no such race as Puerto Rican. And I'm Puerto Rican. And I know that that is not a race. It's a nationality. Basically, it just means that, you know, white people, or white mixed with black, or white mixed with Indian, whoever they are, they mixed. And the mixture of those people lived on a continent one continent and, you know, in a certain area. Just like I had a guy tell me. Now, before I even say what he say, let me just say I understand where he coming from in a sense, because like here in America, I've learned, ooh, good thing I ain't hold that over my shirt. Here in America, I've learned that America is the only place where they really gun-ho on this black thing. You know what I'm saying? Black, 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 slavery, all this, that, that, that. And I'm not talking about us black people ourselves. I'm talking about the white people, the way how they treat us, and not all. Let's be confirmed, and hopefully you two don't get an attitude about this. But whatever. Not all white people, but there are some white people who mistreat us here in this country. They feel like we less than them. And because of that, it's a lot of segregation and separation, all kind of stuff going on, you know what I'm saying? Like, so a lot of categorizing, you know what I'm saying? Because they want to be separate. And I don't feel like black people initially wanted to be separate, but you ever go to school and feel like a certain group of kids don't want to hang with you, you don't mind hanging with them or being friends with them, but you feel like they don't want to hang with you, they teasing you, they mistreating you, so you like, I don't want to hang with them anyway, forget it, you know what I'm saying? But in the back of your mind, you really didn't mind, not that you were eager, but you didn't mind being friends with them. You're very friendly, but since they shaded you, you like, oh well. I feel like kind of like that's how us black people are with white people, you know what I mean? I feel like we don't have no problem coexisting with them, but they want to be like, oh, we're the superior, blah, 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 blah. So it forced us to be like, oh well, we don't need y'all. So anyway, getting back to this young man, he's Jamaican, and he is blacker than me. I mean, darker than me. And we was having a conversation, and he said, I'm not black. And I said, what in the hell? What the fashizi? Have you ever looked in a mirror once in your life? He's darker than me. I am Puerto Rican and black. But I know that even though my grandmother and my mom are super light skinned, it doesn't change the fact that my complexion doesn't change the DNA of where, you know, where I'm from. As you guys can see, you probably can't tell today because I have my hair in a bun, but normally it's really curly. You know what I'm saying? And most people identify that I'm mixed by my hair. They always think I'm Dominican, because for some reason they think that Puerto Ricans can't be dark skinned, which is stupid, because Dominican people can't stand dark skinned people. Not all. Let's establish that. A lot of Dominican people in the country, in Dominican Republic, can't stand darker people. From what I heard, they tried to kill off, and this is alleged, I heard this, that they tried to kill off the blackness out of their race. Like they were telling their people to, you know, breed with more white people to preserve the race and keep it white. But I met way more dark-skinned Dominicans than I have Puerto Ricans, and Dominicans act like it's foreign. But anyway, make a long story short, I'm Puerto Rican. But I know that because I'm Puerto Rican, I do understand that I am also black as well. And why? Is because I understand the concept of being black. Now I had to tell this guy, he's Jamaican, and like I said, he's darker than me. So I'm like, listen, you're not black. You are black. You telling me you're not black, but you are black, because at the end of the day, if your ass is running out of a damn bank and the cops is chasing you, what you think they're gonna say? I can tell you right now what they're gonna say. Black man, black jacket, running out of blah, 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 blah. Bro, one glimpse at you and they're gonna categorize you as black. That's why you're black. It ain't about being Jamaican, being Guyanese, being Trinidadian, being this, being that, and all this. It ain't about that, because at the end of the day, it's really about complexion. As you can see, even with now, I hear a lot about colorism, which is basically black people being, in a sense, racist to their own people, but they like more so like praising light skinned people, but down in darker skinned people. So this whole colorism thing. Almost missed my lip. But anyway, so yeah, like there's, you know, when people say you're black, they're really referring to the melanin in your skin. It doesn't have anything to do with you being from Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, Jamaica. I don't give a shiznai if you were born, conceived and born in China. Bring your ass over here to the United States and see if they don't categorize you as black. One look at you and they gonna call you black. I don't care if you light skinned. I don't care if you know, caramel and you ain't black, purple, black. It don't matter. If you have melanin in your skin, 2% more melanin than they do, they're gonna categorize you as black. Just looking at you, they're not gonna know, oh, she was born in China. He was born in Jamaica. That don't matter to them. That don't matter to them. That's not a point to them. The point is the melanin. And that's how they categorize us as black. So I felt that he was very ignorant. Because he didn't understand why he was black. Like, you're black because you're a dark color. When you look at the color black, it's dark. It's not the same complexion of us. But they refer to us as it because I guess it's dark. Like, people don't walk around calling themselves brown. We're more closer to brown, so maybe we should have, but they don't. It is what it is. But I don't like when people, I do understand why people don't want to be categorized and they're like, oh, I'm not black, I'm nah. But you are, and you are because of the sense of what it means. Like, especially being here in America. If you're in America, you're black. I don't care what you say. You can say you ain't black all day. If they found your behind floating in a river, they will say, young black woman found floating in a river. Or young black male found floating in a river. I don't care what shade of light skin you are. It don't matter. What I'm speaking is facts. It's not an opinion. This is a fact to room. This is a fact. If they found a light-skinned woman floating in a river, they would say young black female floating in a river. They ain't gonna say young white or young light-skinned female. No, like, you here in America, so you got to deal with what it is and how it goes. Understand it. You don't have to accept things. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to accept the way they treat you. You don't have to accept the things they say. But you have to understand where it's coming from, know the meaning, and know how to deal. You know what I'm saying? You got to know. When somebody says that you're black, to my knowledge, black people, brown people, or better yet, African people are not referred to as black in other countries. To my knowledge. They're not. So when they come here and they refer to as black, they're like, I'm not black, but you are. Because when they refer to you as black, they're not talking about your country. They're talking about your melanin. And do you have melanin or don't you? If you don't have melanin, I don't care if you got 2.5%, 1.5%. I don't care if you had 99.9% or 0.1. If you got melanin, you're black. You have some type of African genes. Even if it was your great-great-granddaddy all the way 10,000 million 100 years ago, and therefore you only got 1%. It doesn't matter. You still have the melanin. You're still African American in some sense of the word. If you're not full-blown Caucasian, if you ain't visibly white, then you're black. You know what I'm saying? Okay. There's no such race as Filipino. That's a nationality. There's no such race as Puerto Ricans. There's no such race as Dominicans. There is no such race. Pick up your phone, say, hey Google or hey Siri, and ask them. Matter of fact, I'll do it for you.
Here's the traffic.
Oh,
take a look.
She asking me a random. Let me try. Hopefully y'all can hear her. Hey Siri. many races are there?
I found an answer. It's displayed on your iPhone.
Why she couldn't read it to me? This is why I like Google better. Apple. Because she could have read it to me. Hey Siri, how many races are there in the world?
Here's what I found.
So there's 4 races, and about, it says the races can be further subdivided into as many as 30 subgroups. So I would assume that the subgroups are the Filipinos, the Puerto Ricans, the Trinidadians, the Guyanese, the whatever, the Chinese. Well, not the Chinese, because Chinese is a race. African is a race. Caucasian is a race. So at the end of the day, that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? There's only 4 races, but it's very rare. I don't know if anyone will, at this time, in this day and age, find a pure race at this point. Like, all of the fighting that people do and stuff like that, I don't think nobody will find a pure race. Like, well, even though you think about it, even the white people that that are so unaccepted, you know, that don't accept black people or whatever, I guarantee you, if you do them an Ancestry, they're not 100% white. I don't think there's no pure races at this point. If there's any pure race, it'll be the Chinese. And that's because they are strict with keeping up with their birth rates, keeping up with who their people mingle with. If you mingling with another race, most likely you don't live in China, you're in the US. So in China, in that very place, I'm pretty sure you'll probably be able to find one person that might have a pure Chinese DNA. But white people, please, they ain't got no pure DNA, and neither do we. We've been mixing and matching. I mean, shoot, look at me. I really don't know all of what I am. Because like I mentioned earlier, my grandmother was adopted. Well, yeah, she was adopted. She was an orphan. So I do know that I'm Puerto Rican. But again, that's not a race. That's a nationality. So even though I know my grandmother is from from Puerto Rico, I don't know where her parents came from. But they were clearly white. You know what I'm saying? Or if maybe they weren't all white, but they had some kind of white in them. My grandmother did a DNA and it says something about British. So her family came from Britain somewhere. Really. I don't know how they ended up in Puerto Rico, and then she ended up here in the US. Had my mother, then who had me. And here I am on US soil. Eating my seafood bowl. But anyway, these little blue crabs, they take a lot of work. I'm gonna eat this last little piece. And start working on my king. But anyway, I love blue crabs though. But at the end of the day, I say that today to say this. A lot of people I notice are ignorant to what it means, like, to be a black person. Because in America, if you a black person, the only other dark race that we have that is not considered black is Indian people. We have Indians Indian is a race of people. And they have dark skinned people just like Africans, but Africans are more dark. But you can look at an Indian person right now and know that they from India or somewhere in that region. And you can look at an African person and tell that they from Africa. But in America, they are separated. You know what I'm saying? Like if they were to see you running with a glimpse, they might assume you were black. But when they catch you, they'll be like, okay, Indian man, Indian woman. They could tell. We can tell. But that's the only race they separate from black, even though they are dark. But at first glance, we all the same. Trust and believe me, black. I grew up in Flatbush, Brooklyn. Not all my life. Like my mom and my dad were young when they had me. So my mom lived in Bed-Stuy, my dad lived in Flatbush. So I did a lot of back and forth. And I was looking, I'm like, let me see how much time I got. So yeah, I lived in Flatbush, Brooklyn, and there was a lot of diversity over there. There was Guyanese, Trinidadian, Haitian, white kids, Spanish kids, Dominican kids, what else? Kids from St. Croix, St. Kitts. It was a lot of Caribbean kids that live in Flatbush, but the whole point, it was a melting pot. It was so many being in Flatbush, that was the first time I've been exposed to so many different cultures, not races, cultures and nationalities. I got a potato. Ooh, it's hot. I wish I could show y'all my screen, but I can't because I got too much on my hand. Guys, I'm like trying to figure out where to break this because it's so hot. Okay, sit that down right there. I ain't used none of my lemons. I be forgetting about the lemons, and they taste so good when you do it. But anyway, you guys, I just wanted to say that to say this. Like, it's a lot of people who just misunderstand. You know, there's only 4 nationalities in the world, and you either one or a mixture of the 4, including white people, even though they don't want to accept. Comment down below if you agree or disagree. Let's have a discussion. Because we can have a discussion all day, but I will pull out the facts and the receipts. You could Google it for yourself. There's only 4 races. You got subdivisions or whatever they called it. But there's only 4 races. Guyanese is not one of them. Jamaican is not one. I couldn't believe that boy said, I'm not black, I'm Jamaican. I said, well, what color you? You darker than me, bro. Let you snatch a bag of chips and run out the store and see if they're going to say Jamaican man running out of the store. No. They're going to look at your appearance and say black man running out of the store. The only way they're going to find out if you're Jamaican is if you have an accent when they catch you. Because if you don't got no accent, they still going to classify you as black. I guarantee you. He been arrested before. I know that for a fact. And I guarantee you his arrest record say black man. Black male. Or B. They don't say white. And you know how they ask you, are you of Latin? You know, are you Native American or whatever? I bet you his don't say nothing like that. You guys, my camera stopped because it stopped after every 30 minutes, so I had to start it again. But what was I saying? Yeah, so that's pretty much it on that conversation. I kind of went off topic because really the whole thing about it was the fact that I ordered an Ancestry kit because I want to see what they're gonna say. Maybe it's not accurate, maybe it is, I don't know. If it's accurate to what I know I am, like I already know that Puerto Rican, and I know that it's not a race, but I know that it is some form of mixture with Caucasians. And like I said, my grandmother had an ancestry done and it said she was had British descent or something like that. I've never read. I heard they get real down and deep. I've never read an ancestry, whatever it is. So I don't know the full details, but I do know if mine is similar to hers, mine, you know, and also not just similar to hers, but if I could see what I've been told from my parents, my grandfather, because I know, we don't know my grandmother's side, but I know my grandfather's side and my father's side. My father's grandfather, I met my father's father and my father's mother, you know? So I ain't all the way orphan, just a little piece of an orphan. It's a little crazy because my grandmother, we don't really know. Like, I don't know. You know, some older people, they don't really want to say. They got secrets, skeletons, or whatever. Because at the end of the day, from all my life, we thought my grandmother was a certain age. Come to find out, we thought she was like my father's mother. We thought that my grandmother was about 10 years younger than my father's mother. My father's mother was like 60, and we thought my grandmother was like in her 50s. Turns out she was born the same year as my father's mother. So like 10 years and she didn't know her age. Or didn't know how to count, or I don't know. My grandmother didn't go to school. She was obviously an orphan, a real orphan. Not an American foster child. Like a real orphan. When you are orphan, you don't go to school. You don't do this. They don't give you that. You know, you live in group homes, stuff like that. But I do want to find out. And I'm going to do a video. And I'm going to put it on my personal channel. So you guys make sure you tune in for that video on my Ancestry DNA, which is going to be, if you guys aren't subscribed to my personal channel, it is in the description. The link for it is in the description below. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel because I love you guys and I know you guys love me too. I know I'm crazy, y'all. I know I'm crazy. Yes, I do. Ooh, is that fat? Because guess we don't want that. We don't want that. I ain't gonna lie. These some baby king crab that I got from New York. I was just so happy to actually get some decent sized king crab. Because out here they got those king crabs that's called like, I don't know what they call, but they very prickly. These are prickly, but those are way more prickly. And they so small. Like what the fashies eat? They so small. See, like Beloved be doing her crabs and she be having like the biggest chunk of meat. Look at my chunk of meat. This ain't a Beloved chunk of meat. This is a Ariah chunk of meat. For those of you who don't know, my name is Ariah. And follow my channel on YouTube, Queen Ariah. Here we go. Here we go. Because I know I ain't been sharing with y'all. I'm sorry. I've been running my jibs and you will get to know that I do run my mouth. And I know this is mukbang. Let me stop. That's the Puerto Rican in me. Everybody would tell me that. You talk mad fast. But that's Spanish people speak fast. But anyway. I wasn't sharing. So go ahead and have this bite of this king crab. Yeah. Ooh, these potatoes taste so good. I feel like all I'm missing was some cheese. Like that tasted like, you know, when you have a baked potato with cheese inside, only thing I was missing was the cheese. Oh, you know what? I keep forgetting to do a thumbnail. So let me try right now. What kind of thumbnail? Listen, I ain't finna do this all day because I'm still hungry. Let me get back to my food. But anyway, you guys, yeah, so I'm doing me a little Ancestry DNA Johnny. Find out exactly what's what. I know it's gonna say, cause I know I'm you know how I see people be like, oh, people be black. Like it's like, you know what I don't like? It's this one YouTuber that I actually like. I do like him. But he be having things messed up sometimes because he be trying to make it seem like I saw him drag a few people for not saying they not black or whatever, that when they actually are and they visibly black. But then he was like, Cardi B ain't black. Cardi B is freaking black. Her mother's Trinidadian, her father's Dominican, and they are descendants of black. Trinidadians are more so descendants to the Indian, but the Dominicans, and you could look at Cardi B and her father and tell that he got black in his DNA. He got African in his DNA. I'm not gonna say African American. African. Because there really ain't no such thing as African American. African American ain't nothing but African people living in America. So you just like Chinese American. Or when people go to Africa, when they don't say American African. So why we gotta be African American? Ain't no damn such thing. But whatever. But anyway, you put it as like, he was saying that Cardi B ain't black. She only want to be black when she want to be black. Ain't no such thing. If you black, you black. I don't care how you feel about me or whatever. If you got 2% black in you, you black. They'll never accept you. You got to literally be on the outside, look exactly like them, and be passable to where they won't notice. And that's the only way. And why would you want that? Melanin is popping. I don't know about y'all. I love my melanin. I love it. I love being a black girl with curly hair. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong. Even if it was... My hair is curly, but it gets nappy. I have nappy hair too. Curly hair is nappy hair. Let's just get this right. My hair may not be as nappy as some. They got different kind of hair. C4 hair, C3 hair. They got different kind of hair. My hair may not be as nappy as some. And where I'm from, with the YouTube and everything like coming up, certain things were normal and they denormalizing it. Like, for instance, when I was growing up, people used to always tell me I have good hair. But I see people online like, what's good hair? What's good? You know what good hair is. Now, you want to say, let me sum it up for y'all. People is like, what is good hair? What is good hair? And the only reason they saying that is because they want to say nappy hair is good hair too. And nappy hair is good hair. Let's get it, you know, all together. Nappy hair is good hair. But when I was growing up, my mama was combing my hair was nappy and it was hard to deal with. So when people say good hair, typically is hair that is easily manageable. Now my hair at times was not so easily managed, but it was a lot more easier than some of my cousins who had more nappier hair. I had curlier texture hair, took after my grandmother more, because again, we're half Puerto Rican. Well, I got that grain of hair. So the initial good hair thing came from the hair being more easy to manage, because nappier hair is very difficult to manage, which I know because my grandmother had nappy hair and she used to cut the hair off all the time. She used to let me perm it, but when she got tired of perming it, she would just cut it off because it was too hard to comb through. So that's where good hair came from. But you could just look at somebody's hair and know that it's easy to manage, that it's silky. You can see from the texture. You guys look, I don't know, maybe I can zoom in, but check mine out. Now I got some edge control over there, so if you see a few spots of the edge control, don't pay no attention, but that egg was bomb. But that's what good hair is. It's not to say that nappy hair is not good hair, or we trying to play, you know, because I'm black and people, you know, as I was watching him, he made it seem like he took me, saying me, not me personally, but my people, he took us out of the category of being black, because the people he was talking about were mixed people. And I'm mixed. I don't care. I'm dark skinned, but I'm mixed. A lot of people my grandmother used to pick us up from school and people used to think we was foster childs. Like literally a girl in my building said that. Yes, my building, because we just live in the projects. And she was like, oh, that's your grandmother? I thought y'all was foster kids. I was like, no, that is my grandmother. She gave birth to my mother, who gave birth to me. What do you mean? It's ignorance to think that my grandmother had dark-skinned children. And if you think that a white person cannot have dark children, you're crazy. And my grandmother, even though she's not all the way white, she's close to it, because she would never be considered black. Walking down the street, they ain't gonna say this black lady. They will look at her and think that she's Spanish. Yes, I feel like she got that structure in her face that most people from that region does. But they'll never be like this black lady, the way her appearance or whatever. But he just made it seem like us. He like made it seem like us mixed people we not black. We're mixed, that we can't claim black. I'm black. I don't care. No, I say I go through the same black struggles as everybody else, because guess what? The cops don't know that I'm mixed. The people who are racist, they don't know that I'm mixed. You think they look at these waves and be like, oh, well, she's mixed, let's leave her alone. Hell to the nah. Hell to the nah. We all in the same boat. They gonna get me just like they gonna get you. They don't care about no curls and no waves. They don't care about no good hair. They don't care about no Becky with the good hair. And I heard somebody say Becky with the good hair, Becky with the good hair. Beyonce said Becky with the good hair. She was not talking about a white lady. And everybody knows that. She was talking about a black lady that was rumored to be messing with her husband. But the black lady, this lady who was not white, let me take that back. I don't know her exact nationality. I don't. So I'm going to take that back. She's not, I know she's not white though. I know this for 100% fact. She probably Spanish or black, mixed, something. But he's like, some ignorant people be like, Beyonce was talking about Becky with the good hair. What's good hair? We don't know what good hair. Just like they was chomping on some girl for saying she had pretty eyes. And they was like, what's pretty eyes? Let me tell you something. If I see somebody with green eyes and they are, how you say, like uncommon, like something that you see that's not common. Like for instance, it's very uncommon to see a black, and when I say black, I mean like a dark skinned person with blue or green eyes. Very rare. So when you see things that are rare, even some black people, you know, we more black people have lighter color eyes now because we doing a lot of mixing, y'all. But all right, you guys, I don't know if I made it to 30 minutes or not, but I know that the camera shut off and I had to shut it back on. So anyway, I'm gonna try to hurry up with this though, because I know the video is getting long. I done started it over twice. But people try to act like they don't know when you say, ooh, you got pretty eyes, what that mean? They like, what's pretty eyes? Everything is not pretty. We can't say a person has pretty hair or pretty eyes. A person might have pretty eyes and it might be pretty to me and not be pretty to you. That's very possible. Just like some people are attracted to people that you might not be. You might think somebody is butt ugly, but somebody else might think they the bomb diggity. You can't tell somebody what to consider pretty. I'm just letting you know, when I was growing up, her flyers in here now. When I was growing up, being pretty, excuse me, not being pretty, but having pretty eyes just basically meant you were out of the norm. Like, you got a color eye that is nice, that we don't see very typically on a black person or in our neighborhood, period. You know what I'm saying? You stand out because you have those pretty eyes. All right, you guys, I had to fix the camera. I don't even know where I was at last. Let me see. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the girl was basically, she got dragged all over the internet for saying she wished, or she wanted her daughter to come out with pretty eyes. But really what she was saying was, I wish my daughter would have been born with eyes like me. And that's because she has pretty green eyes. And there's nothing wrong with wanting a mini-me. When I got 2 sons, if I ever have a daughter, I want her to look like me. Y'all want to chew me for that, then get the chewing. And I hope you got a strong jaw. Because at the end of the day, I want everybody, I can't speak for everybody, but most people I know I come across, they want, even men, they want their sons to be mini-me's. You know what I'm saying? I would love to have a little black, caramel, chocolate little girl with this nice curly hair. You know, it's not typical that you see dark-skinned females with good curly hair. Yes, I said good and curly. Because at the end of the day, like I just explained to you, if you didn't understand that, when we say, from where I'm coming from, where I was raised, when you say good hair, it means manageable. It doesn't mean not nappy. Nappy hair is, most nappy hair is not manageable. You know what I'm saying? Good hair refers to like silky, you know, easy to comb through, that kind of curly, you know what I'm saying? Loose curl. More difficult hair is not so much called like pretty hair. Where I'm from. Now if you want to come chomp the whole New York, or all of the ones who were raised like that, get the chomping, and I hope you got a strong jaw. But other than that, it is what it is, you guys. And they really chomped that girl for saying that she wanted her daughter to come out with green eyes like her. But it was because of how she said it. She said, oh, I was hoping she would have pretty eyes. And they like, oh, love your daughter for how she is, healthy, and no. She do love her daughter. Don't mean that she couldn't have. You mean to tell me that when people are pregnant, they don't visualize what their kid is going to look like? That's a bullshit lie, if that's what you think. People always visualize what their kid is going to look like, or even better yet, what they want them to look like. Just because she said it out loud, that's why a lot of people be scared of YouTube. They don't be wanting to go on YouTube because they be scared of the ridicule and the opinions, because opinions is like assholes. Everybody got one. And they feel like theirs is more valid than even the person in the situation. You know what I'm saying? But see, me, I don't care nothing about that. I don't care about opinions like that. You know what I'm saying? I got 15,000 followers on Facebook. I hear nothing but opinions all day, every day. But guess what? Them opinions did not pay for my light bill. Them opinions didn't pay for my son's guitar lessons. Them opinions didn't pay for my house, my mortgage, my car, my insurance. You know what I'm saying? Like, them opinions don't pay for shiznai. So I don't care about that. Constructive criticism is always welcome. But like I said, you can keep your opinion to yourself, because they like assholes and everybody got one. Everybody got one. I'm starting to get full, thank God. Oh, it's no top on here, and I literally was just twisting. It's like 2 flies in here, y'all. So y'all know I'm eager to get the video done and over, because now they irking me. And they was not in here. Ask me where they came from. I don't know. I'm full though. How many crabs I got left? Oh, too many to eat. Maybe I eat it later off camera. Maybe. But yeah, you guys. So this was a kind of all over the place video. Not so much, because we basically talked about nationalities and whatever, discrimination, people discriminating on their own people because they hating on us. And I'm saying it like there's some black people who hate on us because even though, you know, they say like light-skinned girls get more attention. I'm not light-skinned. You know what I'm saying? I'm not light-skinned. I'm brown. I'm dark. But at the end of the day, people still hate on me at the end of the day because they feel like I think I'm better than them because, oh, I got good hair or I got light brown eyes. Because my eyes is light brown. I don't know if you can see it here, but my eyes is light brown. If you see it closer up in your face, if I met you, it's different. It's not average brown eyes like most people. So there has been times where people say to me, oh, those are your real eyes? You have pretty eyes. You know? My mother has hazel eyes. So at the end of the day, it is what it is. But people try to make me feel bad because I was mixed. Because my family, my generation, somewhere down the line decided to mix. Because my black African grandfather decided to have kids with my Puerto Rican grandmother, who is obviously of Caucasian descent. Is it my freaking fault that I came out with these curls in his eyes and his skin and that this is untypical? That is not typical to have a dark-skinned girl with light eyes and, you know, curly hair. So what? And I love it and I enjoy it. And when I have a daughter, even a son, but a daughter, because I have 2 boys already, I want a little mini me. May even name her Ariah. You know what I'm saying? And if y'all think that that's wrong or colorist, then y'all could kiss my yeah. You feel me? But everybody who understands, I love y'all. You know why? Because not only do y'all have common sense, but y'all are reasonable people. You know what I'm saying? I like dealing with reasonable people. I don't like dealing with unreasonable people. With that being said, you guys, I'm gonna watch this video and be like, girl, you was all over the place. That's what happens when you're hungry. I'm gonna end this video. The flies is getting on my nerves. 2 flies in here, they pissing me off and my battery's dying. So you guys, make sure you drop a comment down below. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Let me know how you feel about the subject. You know, I'm not a person that I hate on people's opinions. Everybody have opinions, and so do I. And no one, it's not to say that my opinion is correct, but a lot of the things I said today was facts. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Join in on the conversation. Let me know what you think. Hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every single time I upload a video. And I'll see y'all later. I'm going to continue to eat until the battery dies, but bye.